If I still took lash clients, here's why I would replace my foam cleanser with a gel cleanser. Foaming cleansers can be harsh on the skin due to the foaming agents. They can also be higher in alkaline, which is what makes them very stripping and drying to the skin. Gel cleansers, on the other hand, will still cleanse the lash line as needed, while also being more gentle on the skin and replenish the moisture. Before making the switch to a gel cleanser, my eyelids would burn after washing my extensions, but I honestly thought nothing of it until my eyelids started to peel and turn darker in color. The only thing that saved my skin from the damage of the foaming cleanser was seeing a licensed esthetician and of course making that switch. So if your clients do struggle with sensitive or dry skin, you should definitely use a gel cleanser instead and see how that works out for them. We have these gel cleansers available on our website, and you can use code LASH25 for 25% off your entire order. With fanning short lengths, instead of turning down your client just because they want a short set, try this instead. Fanning short lengths can be a little difficult, but it's doable with the right technique. As always, make sure you are brushing out your lash strip just like this. And when you go to pick up the lashes, make sure you pick up closer to the top of the extension. Doing this will make it so much easier because you'll have way more room to actually fan the extension. And then when you have your fan and you go to dip in the adhesive, you just want to tap it very lightly on top of the adhesive, because if not, the glue will travel up this extension and get on your tweezer. So when you go to dip that extension, please be mindful of how far you're actually dipping it into the glue dot. Another tip for picking up short lengths is using a slimmer boot tweezer just like this instead of those thick mega boot tweezers. Because again, since the extension is so short, you want to try to save as much room as possible for you to be able to fan. Fanning short lengths is simply all about technique, so if you practice every day, I promise you'll get it down. And in order to create various lash maps, you need to understand diameter first, which a lot of you struggle with, so I'm going to try to teach you in under 3 minutes. First up, we have Clasc lashes, which use 0.10, 0.15, and 0.18. I don't have 0.10 on hand, so we'll just be using 0.15 and 0.18 as reference. The higher the number, the thicker the extension is. And the thicker the extension is, the heavier the extension is. Which many of you think that the higher the number means that you can use it for a thicker set like mega volumes, which is totally wrong, but don't worry, I'm gonna show you. Clasc lashes are meant to mimic a natural lash with mascara. So since we use a heavier extension for a Clasc lash, you can only place one Clasc onto one natural lash, just like this. So no, you cannot pinch these and make a fan with these lashes, which is why we cannot use them for mega volumes. Now for volume lashes, you can use 0.05 or 0.07, but I don't have 0.07 on hand, so we will be using 0.05 as demonstration. Now obviously, since 0.05 is a smaller diameter, that means it weighs less. And since it weighs less, that means we can use more than one hair to place on the natural lash. This is what a 0.05 extension looks like compared to the 0.15 Clasc extension. You see the difference? So since we can use more hairs because it weighs less, that means we can make a fan with a 0.05 diameter. But be careful because you still don't want it to be too heavy. 0.05s are pretty versatile just because of the simple fact that you can create volume sets or hybrid sets with the 0.05 diameter. 0.05s will give you a look between bold and natural, so it's really perfect for everyday wear. So when your client says things like they want something full but not too full and also light but not too natural, your best bet is to go with the 0.05. And now we have 0.03 for mega volumes. Since they're so lightweight, you can safely fit up to 20 lashes into one mega volume fan. This is what a 0.03 lash looks like on its own. As you can tell, it is super thin. Now I know you guys see those really thick mega volume fans all over Instagram and TikTok, but in my opinion, anything greater than a 25D fan is damaging to the natural lash. So a 30 to 40D fan is not ideal to put on your client's lash line. And if you still don't understand diameter, let me give you a visual. Let's say that the blue glue ring is a 0.07 diameter and the white one is a 0.03 diameter. We're gonna place the blue glue ring into the pink heart and see how many can fit comfortably without going outside of the lines. Since 0.07 is thicker, it obviously takes up more space, so we cannot create as big of a fan. Now let's place our so-called 0.03 diameter And already you can tell that since this diameter is lighter, it doesn't take up as much space, so we can fit more. If you feel like you weren't taught properly on how to safely use diameters, you can also join our $28 online lash course, which is available with the link in bio. We will go over all diameters, including volume lash math, meaning that you will learn more in depth with how many hairs can safely fit into one fan. You guys can read the description for more information about the lash course. Everyone wants to know where to get this 3-layer mannequin head, and let me show you why it's so beneficial for beginner lash artists. By the way, you can find this mannequin head on our website. Use code LASH25 for 25% off. This mannequin head gives a similar feeling of what it's like to lash a real client. Beginners can do so many practice techniques on this mannequin head that they really won't be able to do on the single layer heads. For example, lash layering is vital to learn for beginners, and they can do just that with this mannequin. And we all know how popular wispy sets are and how they can set you aside from different lash artists, but the key to a wispy set is putting the spikes on the first layer. And again, beginners can practice just that on this 3-layer mannequin head. And when you are done practicing, all you have to do is a simple removal, which is also great practice for beginners because if they've never done a removal before, they can get used to using their product. So since we can do a removal on this mannequin head, that means it is reusable. So say goodbye to constantly having to repurchase those removable eyelids. And once you're done removing, just do a lash bath and you are good to go and ready to use again. And the reason why these mannequin heads are reusable in such high quality is because the lashes are actually poked into the mannequin and they're super long. So you don't necessarily have to be super delicate with this mannequin head. Again, you guys can use code LASH25 for 25% off your entire order. And all orders placed before 3 p.m. will go out same day.